there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Throwing now is Daniels.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Lucas Van Ness in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of catches, 87 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. First rep of the game from Josh Jacobs. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. 3rd and 5.
A gain of a yard.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. This is intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders are going to get the football back at their own 17. So problems with Aaron passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose.
Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. Make it 2 weeks in a row now. He's kind of been Johnny on the spot. A fumble recovered last week, and now 2 in a row.
Reminds me a little bit of an old teammate of mine. We used to call him the Vulture because he would swoop in and clean up after the play was made. But, boy, we said it with a lot of affection because he made a lot of game-changing plays.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. To the air goes Daniels.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
You look at this Packers defense.
They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
First down, Washington.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson: 15 carries, 75 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Second and 5. Samuel in motion. Now Daniel's going to give it up on the touch pass.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Love, they go play action now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 14 yards.
Throwing. Love.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 37.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's Love.
Over the middle, complete. It's Reed.
This 2nd and 4.
A 5-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down.
Counter play with Jacobs. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, this defense for the Commanders is terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, and all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Another Green Bay
Love.
Packer.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
4 receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4.
Brings up 2nd
Now Love.
18-yard line.
A complete once again to Watson. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's another Packers 1st down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 4-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. As they come up now, second and goal. Love now. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet. Leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Washington offense set to take over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
First down, Commanders.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid him, picking up a first down.
Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, first down.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Washington.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? When you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Here's Daniels. Pass caught. It's Lane with it.
Daniels pass.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 3 brings up second down at the Packers' 25-yard line.
Now he'll try to run with this. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And the Washington first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
At the 9-yard line.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense, because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing, and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on about his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs.
A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Off the play fake, Love.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Play action this time with Love.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
That is caught.
Touchdown, Packers.
Christian Watson.
His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see them, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington.
Well, it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd down at the 26-yard line.
Daniels looking to throw.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Now Daniels.
That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Christian Watson and the rest of this offense back out now.
He's already approaching 100 yards and has the touchdown. I'm sure on that opposite sideline right now, they're scratching their heads saying, all right, what do we do?
And the hard part is, even if you limit him to a short catch, does that make you miss ability? The take it for big yardage and put in the end zone again. So trying to blanket him is very difficult, but ultimately, you've got to find a way to put him on the ground, tackle him, and he doesn't make that easy.
They're struggling with that so far. Throw left side complete. That's Reed. 6 DBs on the field for Washington on third down.
A loss of 2 yards.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Under pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
On fourth down, the Packers called on Daniel Whelan to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
To throw is Daniels. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. To throw now, here's Love. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Catch made by Watson on the out route. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Looking to throw. Love. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Love from the gun. He finds his receiver, Watson. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd down and 4. Back to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Final play of the half. Love. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. A final shot before break. Love. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nicky Manwari. And the Commanders are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the second half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. Able to find his man, Kraft. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
That's another green big.
Hand off up the middle. It's Lloyd. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Love looking to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
A gain of 15 yards. That's good for a green bay.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Same target, it's Jacobs again. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. To the air again, Love. Well, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. Play fake. Here's Love. That's hauled in by Musgrave for the Packer touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Packers take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
This is where, as a tight end, you've got to really sell that this is a run. They're going to fake the give, help the linebackers bite, and here they do just enough. That split second, that's all it takes for that tight end to leak out into the end zone. Touchdown.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is now 17-3. Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Robinson with another carry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
And the Commanders' first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Washington.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenneth Grant in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Daniels. And complete to Zach Ertz. But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Throwing now is Daniels. That's out wide here for Robinson. A gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the 17-yard line.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against them throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Here comes 3rd down at 7. To the air goes Daniels. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Zach Ertz from 19 yards away. And the Commanders have cut it back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Tucker with the extra point. And that slices the lead down to 17-10.
Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. Dances by him. And able to get this out to the 25. The Packers offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive.
83 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
It's 3rd down and 5.
Here's Love. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter. Down to about the 32.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. Here's Jacobs from the gun.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 6.
Now Love.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brendan McManus on for the Packer field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good.
And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Zach Ertz has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
1st down, Washington.
Here's Daniels. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Daniels looking to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
It's a gain of 8. And it brings up third down.
Play action, now it's Daniels. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Off the play fake, Daniels. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down. Now Daniels. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Noah Brown from 17 yards out. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there. They went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drop. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have to lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7.
Love now. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
35 yards that time on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Debo going in motion left. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. At the 20.
To throw is Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
27 on the play. And the Washington 1st down.
we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Yeah, this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 23. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. They go play action. Daniels got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Give to Robinson on the option. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr., his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Commanders 24.
So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. A beautiful fake. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Christian Watson. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the 30.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
That's good for a Packers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Reed. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 38-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Throwing. Love. Catch made by Watson on the out route. Here's a 2nd and 7.
A 2-yard gain brings up 2nd down.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Love. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Here's Love. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Plenty of time, and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Now Love.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Love. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Jacobs. And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there. No. It appears they're going to mark him short of the 1st.
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. And he's across for the touchdown. And it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
Charles, that drive was perfect, methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.